Hari Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Today, Wi-Fi has become almost a necessity. It's one of those questions that get asked straight after, how are you? Do you have Wi-Fi? And we use it to stay connected for work, for family, for pleasure. And faith is like Wi-Fi. It's invisible, but it has the power to connect you to what you need. Faith is a topic that gets discussed very often in spiritual, religious atmospheres and often gets confused with blind belief. Actually, if we think about it, there's so much we don't know. And we can only find out and learn and explore it once we delve into it and go and explore. Faith is that first step that you take, even though you can't see the whole staircase, is how Martin Luther King describes it. And can also be described as seeing the light with your heart, even when your eyes see darkness. It's not that we don't practice faith even in the worldly sense of when we go into a career or when we go to travel, when we go to a new restaurant. We go in blind, not quite knowing, but having a sense of it'll be okay. And it's not even so much with emotional and psychological and life challenges. It's not even so much as knowing that things will be okay. Faith is more knowing that I can do this. It's possible for it to work out. In the Hanuman Chalisa, there's a line, Sabasukalehi tumare sharana, tumarakshakaka ho ko dharana. A sentiment that is echoed through the scriptures. If the Lord is there, why should we fear? There's no need for us to have any kind of anxiety or stress or fear because we're taken care of. And so many times in our life, we just want to feel that we're taken care of. And faith gets connected to this feeling that He is there to take care of us. But faith is actually a choice rather than something we just feel. Pujya Gurudev Swami Chinmaya talks about spirituality and faith and says faith is the beginning, the middle, and the end. Because until we take that first step based on faith, there's no beginning. And so we start. And very often when we start, there's so much uncertainty. Generally in life, there's uncertainty about what could happen or how will it happen? Will it happen? And then the other uncertainty we have is when something happens, will I be able to cope? Am I good enough? Do I have the skill? Do I have the strength? Do I have the resources? So the scriptures talk about faith in 4 different aspects. First, faith in God. Second, faith in the Guru. Third, faith in scriptures, the knowledge. And lastly, faith in ourselves. And I found it very interesting that the one we have least faith in is ourselves. Even those people that don't believe in God. So many of them don't have faith in themselves. At least if we have faith in the Guru or God or in the scriptures, we have that to hold on to. I don't have faith in myself, but God is there and He's looking after me, or the Guru is there and He'll guide me. And so I take the plunge, or I hold my breath and I do whatever's necessary. And interestingly, when I do, because I've put in the effort leads to grace flowing through us. The Lord's grace is infinite and eternally available. Just like sunlight, the example that is given most often is sunlight's always there, but we close the curtain or put down the shutter and then we don't see it. So the effort has to be on our part to open the shutter and let the light in. And our effort is that opening. The minute we put in some effort, grace floods our being. And then with that grace, we do indeed have the strength to be able to do whatever it is we need to. We see this in so many movies. My favorite is Star Wars, the first one, number 4. Well, 4 is the first one, only in Star Wars. Luke Skywalker had to shoot, and he hears the voice of his guru saying to use the Force. And he puts away the computer that can help him to aim. He closes his eyes, and purely on the faith that the Force is strong and will guide him more appropriately than a computer can, he shoots. And of course, because it's a Hollywood classic, he gets the mark. The universe is saved. We see even in the Hanuman Chalisa, this entire composition is written because Tulsi Dasji's faith in Hanumanji. He was sick. He was so incredibly unwell. He was overwhelmed with pain and distress. And he sings this praise to Hanuman, saying, "Only you can make me better." And sure enough, he was, by the time Tulsi Dasji finished this composition. When we think about faith in the most traditional sense, the stories that we hear are like a little boy was asked to do the ritual of puja. His father was traveling and entrusted him with this very important responsibility. The worship ceremony had to be done, and I'm leaving it to you to do it well. And the son was so excited to impress his father and so determined to do it well and make his father proud. In the ceremony, he chanted, he lit the lamp, and then when it came to the point of making the offering of food, prasad, he offers it, closes his eyes and waits. And he opens his eyes and the prasad's still there, and he thinks, "Oh my gosh, the Lord doesn't like my offering. He hasn't eaten it. It's still here. I've done something wrong. I've disappointed my father. How will I ever face him?" And so with eyes closed, he prays even more sincerely, with all earnesty, begging, pleading with the Lord to accept his offering because he wants to make his father proud. And the Lord appears, seeing the purity of his heart and his love, and eats the offering, the prasad. He goes home so happy with himself that he was able to fulfill the responsibility that his father entrusted upon him. And when he gets home and the mother asks him, "Where's the prasad?" he said, "But the Lord ate it. Don't we offer it for the Lord?" And the mother said, "What nonsense! As if the Lord eats it. You have eaten it," and is about to beat him when the Lord appears and says he speaks the truth. Stories like this is what we traditionally hear when we talk about faith. But in today's world, it's not that the Lord actually appears in the forms that we see in the Puranic stories. He appears in coincidences, in serendipity, in choices, in turn of events. There's another story of a very, very poor lady at the grocery with no money in her pocket, but only a sincere prayer that she had written down on a paper. And she asked the storekeeper, "Can you give me in good trust that when I have the money, I will definitely pay you, but right now I don't, and I really need to feed my children." And the storekeeper said, "You have to give me something." She pulls out the prayer that she had written down, and he laughs at her and says, "You can have the weight of this. Your prayer, however much it weighs, you can have that much in groceries." And her faith that she puts it on the scale, and she puts the entire bag that she had collected, and the scale is still not balanced, meaning she can put even more on. And she's overwhelmed and she's got tears flowing down her eyes, and she's so grateful because the storekeeper is one who would keep his word. And she leaves with her bag of groceries, and the storekeeper thinks, "How can that be?" And he checks the scale, and sure enough, it was broken. But how did it break? Just at that moment. Faith is this beautiful thing that makes us stronger, that makes us dig deeper within ourselves to bring out what we need within ourselves to be able to accomplish and shine, to conquer and to succeed. But I end with another beautiful quote. Don't dig up in doubt what you planted in faith. Think about it.